Erik, they closed on a 25-9 run after you seemed to regroup. What happened there to the finish?
Uh, yeah, I mean, they were putting the ball on the floor. It was mostly Siakam collapsing our defense. We just weren't great on those reads, whether we were sometimes overhelping or sometimes, players like that will draw extra defenders and the next guy has to rotate. We just didn't scramble enough out of those drives. And they made shots. They made some shots, big shots down the stretch, even the ones that we were defending pretty well. I mean, Trent's shot in the corner was not an easy shot. I thought we defended that possession very well and scrambled. And then offensively, I'll have to look at it. They jammed us up on a few possessions, but we had some looks throughout the course of the game. And we weren't able to knock some of those ones down, some of the easy ones, or not the easy ones, but open ones. And we also had opportunities at the beginning of the fourth just to really kind of extend that, maybe see if that could go from 6, 7 points to 10 points, and sometimes a couple shots here or there, can get you there.
Back to the offense, for like the last 6 quarters after that first half against Toronto, it seemed like the offense kind of struggled a little bit. Is there a common theme you saw in those 6 quarters, and just the looks you guys got as far as mid-range to 3-point? What did you think about?
Well, you have two very committed defensive teams, so you might not get the cleanest looks the last 6 minutes of the game, and at that point you just want to make sure you're getting the ball where you need it to go. I thought we had some good paint opportunities, that we just weren't able to capitalize, or just ended up being knocked out of guys' hands. And then you also have to make some, and they made some shots. They made some big ones, in the last 6 minutes, and that probably was the biggest difference, in the course of the game. It was very competitive, back and forth the entire game. You're not going to give up a lot of good, clean looks, so you have to you have to execute and get the ball where you need it to go, and then trust it from there.
Erik, there have been a lot of times over the years where you guys go out west, and I know it's not a particularly long trip, but something just seems to click, whether it's just being just by yourselves, just the unit coming together, whatever it is. One, do you think that's needed? And two, is this an opportunity where something like that can happen?
I always feel like, these trips can be an opportunity, but particularly, right now where we faced a little bit of adversity, I don't think anybody would have anticipated, starting out with this home stretch, that we'd be 1-3. That's sometimes the nature of this league. It's tough. You can't just mail in victories. You have to earn them, and sometimes things don't go exactly how you want them to go. And these are opportunities to come together and develop some collective resolve. And then when we get on that plane tomorrow, yeah, of course, it's human nature. You're thinking, these are not easy games that you're going out there for, and in a perfect world, we would be going out there, 4-0, but that's not the case, and so we have to rally around each other. There's not going to be anybody else but us out there, and this is an opportunity for us to really start to connect, face some adversity on the road, and hopefully grow from that and get some wins.
With the changes to the rotation from last year, how much are the bench units still kind of figuring out their identity and what they want to do?
Yeah, that's part of every season. But right now, the identity is help contribute and help us win. Sometimes that can be the best clarity of all. Get all the clutter out of your head, play productive minutes, really defend at a high level, share the basketball, and help us win until we you start to find some rhythm and a flow, that won't necessarily happen right away, but you can still win games. You can still be productive, and that's just what we have to wrap our mind around right now.
But you talked about the stuff late. I think it seemed like Jimmy was at the scorer's table there for a couple minutes.
Yeah,
Just no stoppages.
with that, yeah, and I didn't have a timeout.
Right.
That frustrated the heck out of me. I almost considered, taking a foul. If I, not the take foul, but in the half court, and in retrospect, I probably should have. That was too much time, him sitting on that sideline. Particularly as it's every possession really mattered. And I thought we were getting, decent execution and decent looks, but we also wanted Jimmy Butler in the game. And we sent him to the table with, enough time, typically. But, the way things had gone earlier, I didn't have any timeouts.
Spo, coming into this game, you guys were 7th in the league in getting to the rim, and I know everything for you guys is about getting the wins, and so the start to the season has been exactly what you wanted. But as far as your offensive process, the way that you guys have been getting to the rim specifically, wanted to get your take on that, and just if there's been a difference between your approach in that aspect between the past season and now,
In what regard?
as far as getting to the rim.
Like,
Just because, coming into this game, you were, I believe, 7th or 8th, so I just wanted to know your thinking on that as far as the offensive process there.
yeah, I mean, we've had an emphasis every year, to ground and pound and to get to the rim, get our, paint touches, and, that symbiotic relationship with our three-point shooting and those paint attacks is really important, and being able to try to control the game, with opportunities at the rim, at the free throw line, things of that nature. The way it's played out, it's early. We haven't gotten necessarily the three-point attempts that we would like, but our assaults and attacks at the rim have been up, and now it's a matter of trying to get it all together. And then also, the 19 assists, that's not enough for us. We didn't really make some of our open shots. There were great passes and the right reads. So I think that's a little bit deceptive. I think we probably would have had, closer to 25 plus, heading to 30 assists if we made, some of those. But obviously we're going to keep on working until we get all of that working together.
Toronto had some success in transition, but in the half court, the defensive numbers are actually really good.
Yeah.
And how you felt the guys held up, considering how much they were chasing the size mismatches most of the night.
Yeah, that was fine, but it was devastating what they were able to do in transition. Those were in a tightly contested game like this, that can be the difference. I don't have my glasses, but the transition. Oh yeah, that's the game. That's the mic drop right there. Okay, thanks.